What has the government ever done for you? The bloody Sunday scandal, the Windrush scandal, the Hillsborough scandal, the infected blood scandal, the Iraq war scandal, the Grenfell scandal, the Covid disaster scandal, Liz Truss, and now the post office scandal. Tragically, it took a representation of real life through a TV drama to bring a long-standing injustice to public awareness. But it did, and its power is both intrinsic and resonant. We have seen it all before. The recent focus and justified anger in Britain over the scandalous prosecution by the Post Office of over 700 sub-postmasters over a 20-year period reveals an inconvenient truth, that the modern state in all its forms is a bastard of capitalism, perverting the course of justice, bullying and abuse of workers, implications of perjury, the alleged lying to the accused, the relentlessness of pursuit, the suppression of evidence and silencing of those who raise their voices was done by a nationally owned institution that once rivaled the NHS in prestige and affection, in mafia style. The public ownership of the nationalised postal service has not prevented it from acting as a persecuting agent of state and government interests with the tenacity of an East European secret police, a business like any other. The experiences of corporate bullying and injustice will be very familiar to those working in much of the private sector, assumed to be the poorer employer in terms of quality of work experience than the nationalised sector. What shocks many is the exposure of the myth of the state as a benign controller of capital. The reality is that nothing about capitalism is benign. Wage labour always exploits, as it never pays us for the true value of the product of our labour. Every employer, bar perhaps the smallest inspirational charitable enterprises, has a boss or hierarchical management that mimics the state without its democratic pretensions. Even local authorities and the worthiest of charitable human rights enterprises see themselves as businesses, with what used to be collaborative personnel sections reconfigured as HR business partners. Standing not for human rights, but an Orwellian dehumanising concept of human resources, serving the corporate structure, not the individual or collective. Millions of us workers at home and abroad witness the tooth and claw nature of employment in its totally holy alliance with state and capital as we recently struggled, or continue to, against war-driven austerity. Never austere for war, though. There's always enough money for that as they bomb Yemen and hand another £2.5 billion over for Ukraine to buy British weapons. Whoever controls capital, individual rich exploiters, carpet-bagging hedge funders, or the powermongers behind state nationalisation, it remains what it is: capitalism. State capitalism and private capitalism are two cheeks of the same oppressive arse that needs a damn good kicking. The whole rotten collaborative structure of government, exploiters, their lackeys and minions needs tearing down. That will end their austerity and their wars. People, especially in Britain, need to break out of their shells of submissiveness, fight back and genuinely resist capitalism and the state. Thank you for listening, everyone. All the best.